Alright, new project here. I'm going to rebuild one of my 1022s. I got this from L3i. I got this, I don't know, several months ago when they were on sale. It's the 1022. It's a 22 LR bench chamber, 1/16 twist, stainless. This is the bead blasted one. This is the one they had on sale for some reason when I got them. But anyways, I'm going to put this in one of my 1022s. I'm going to totally rebuild it. Got a different stock. It's the Brownells receiver that I'm going to rebuild. The BRN 22 Brownells receiver. Put a new barrel in it, put a new chassis in it, put a new trigger in it. Just kind of redo it. Alright, so you probably can't see that. Maybe you can, or maybe I'll try to get some better pictures, but that's it before I've done anything to it. So you can see it's still got a little bit of stuff in there, but looks pretty good. Let's get in here to the chamber. Okay, there's the chamber going in to the chamber. Okay, and this is after hitting it with Croil and or JBs and Croil and flits and wax. So let's see here. So there's the chamber. Looks pretty nice and shiny. There's going into the, oh man, that thing is shining. That is super shiny. I gotta turn the light down so I can even see it. But yeah, so there's the rifling. Oh, it looks good, at least that part of it. So here's my ultralight 1022 build, and I do like this build. You know, I built it several years ago. I got the BRN receiver from Brownells. Then this barrel is the oh, I can't think of what the name of it is. But anyways, it's a carbon fiber barrel. It's threaded on the end here, and I've never been able to really run a suppressor on this because it just, I mean, it's terrible. I mean, it's very accurate without a suppressor, but when I put one on there, it just, I can't hit nothing with it. It's terrible. So anyways, this is just a Black Hawk stock that I've had for years, and I just put this together, you know, little by little, and I'm kind of sad to see it go. Maybe I'll, you know, get another receiver for this barrel, or maybe I'll just sell it. I'm not really sure. But anyways, this is what we're starting out with right here, and then I'll show you what we're going to end up with. You ever put something together so good that you, when you put it together, you think you're never going to take it apart? You know, that's where I was with this barrel. Holy cow, man. I put this thing on there like I never was going to take it off of here, and I almost gave up on it 2 or 3 times. But you know, the receiver fit on it was so tight, and then you know, these screws, I mean, I put Loctite on them, and I mean, I had this thing in there rock solid. Alright, one more little goodie piece. That's a BX trigger, Ruger trigger group. This is a Timney, and this is the Calvin Elite. So it's supposed to be like 1.5 pound pull. So that's going to be a new little trigger I'm putting in there. So that's another little piece to the puzzle here. Okay, last piece to the puzzle, MDT ORYX Chassis. And this is the green one. This is the one I could get birthday discount from Midway, and that's the one I got. So we're going to throw that on there and see what it all looks like. Alrighty then, so torque down 60, and then this one is 45. That's what it says in your little book here, and there you go. What do you think? L3i stainless barrel, ORYX chassis, Brownells BRN 22. That's a match, CNC match bolt, Volquartsen charging handle, and then I got the Timney trigger, which the Timney trigger is pretty cool because it comes with the you know, whole back bolt open, and it also comes with a extended paddle, you know, which is nice. Which, you know, I had that quick release bolt on my other trigger. I had to put that on there. I don't think it came on that BX trigger, but anyways, there you go. Alright, I was just going to get a couple shots of this rifle before I start shooting. You know, this is the L3i Barrel ORYX Chassis, Brownells BRN 22. It's got the Timney trigger in it, Discovery Opt 6-36. Come around on this side, and it's got a match. I can't remember what type of bolt I put in that gun, but there you can see the L3i 22 vents. And then I've just got this bag rider. I got this off of eBay. It goes on an Arca rail, but you can see the barrel there, everything. Just want to get a few shots of it before I start shooting. Got a few ammos here I want to try out in it, and I don't know, hopefully she'll shoot good. Alright, first few shots off camera. I had to cycle the bolt, but then it started working. But there's my first shot way up here, and then there's 2, 3, 4, and 5 right there, and that's a 1/2 inch dot. So, and that's just rapid fire on those, so that's pretty good. One shot sight in, and the first little group of 4 there looks pretty good. So I'm gonna throw an ARA target up here, then do some ammo testing. Come on, let's see what I can do here. Just when I think I'm gonna start getting somewhere. Seems like it's always the 3rd round, I don't know. And 4th round. Well, blew the center of the target there, so I don't think you can argue with the accuracy. I've got a little bit of reliability issues I'm going to have to work out here. And maybe it's just going to take a couple hundred rounds through it, but I do think this is torque thing back here. I don't know about that. I might have to loosen that up some. Maybe you can get some different magazines, try a few things. This case semi-auto. Might as well just break this thing in. Man, this stuff's dirty. I don't know, this is gonna be the longest, most train wrecked video that's ever been made. Let's go down to the bottom row, cider row. Alright, let's see here. Well, that does look good there. Well, I had 10 in a row there, and I didn't have any malfunctions. Can we do it again? Can we do it one more time? One more time, and I'll call it a night. All right, one more time, baby. Come on, one more time. Let's get 10 more right next to it there. And maybe it's me. Maybe I'm not holding the rifle tight. think it's literally all me. So let's try this again. Hold it tight. Maybe it ain't all me. But you do have to hold them tight. Boy, that one shot way up. I should have just used my bag on this. A lot of stringing on that one. Alright, one more. I got one more target left. Might as well end this train wreck. This video may never see the light of day. But the gun is getting a little dirty, so, all right, 10 more. Dadgummit. Okay, so just look at some of these groups. The first few with Norma Attack 22 were not very good. SK Semi-Auto, they got a little better. Still had a few flyers. SK Rifle Match had one really good group right there. Then that one was looking good, and I had a flyer. So then I came back with the TAC 22, and I guess it still had the SK lube in it because it shot this, and I don't know what happened. I mean, it just fell apart. And then I went down here and I shot some 10-round groups with the SK Semi-Auto. So these are all 10-round groups, and I don't know if you can tell or not, but I mean they're pretty good groups for 10-round group. I mean, this is these targets I'm shooting with. I mean, edge to edge, the blue there is an inch, edge to edge, outside edge to outside edge. So the center part right there is a 1/2 inch, outside blue to outside blue. Where's it at? There you go, 1/2 inch. So, you know, basically all these groups are, you know, within a 1/2 inch at 50 yards. You know, there's a 1/2 inch right there, you know, 1/2 inch. That one I had a flyer on. This one I had some stringing and a flyer. This one was pretty good, you know, for 10-round group. I mean, it was pretty much right in there. And then that one was probably one of the better ones there, the last group I shot. You you can see there it's all pretty much within you know, 1/2 inch there. So you know, these like I said, I had some good groups that shot pretty well. You know, that right there outside, the outside's you know, 0.35 and so you know, this one, we're that TAC 22 group. I mean, like I said, outside to outside's 1/2 inch, you know, so that was all within the bullseye. So just getting used to this gun, running some ammo through it. Like I said, I think I'm gonna take it apart, look at the bolt, try to slick it up a little bit, see what kind of spring I've got in there, try to make it just a little bit more you know, reliable. But so far I think the accuracy is pretty good. So anyways, hopefully this video isn't too long for everybody. I appreciate it. Appreciate everybody watching. Any feedback anybody's got, I'm always welcome, you know, to feedback. I'll take any advice I can get. I'm not too proud. So anyways, thanks for watching everybody, and hopefully we'll see you on the next one.